Oops. I've been playing Assassin's Creed games since the franchise launched in 2007, and I've watched it evolve and update over time all the way up to Shadows that just dropped last month. And through it all, I just can't get enough of these games, and I've really started to wonder why that is. So today I've put together a list of 7 reasons why I think modern Assassin's Creed games are peak gaming for 30-something gamers, and really any gamers that are 30 plus. So first off, I just want to define the 30-something gamer in my world because I'm just entering my 30s and starting to see some differences in the way I consume gaming content. The biggest difference between my 20s and my 30s as far as gaming goes is time. So with all the responsibilities in life as you get older, you have much less time for gaming, which means when you're gaming, you want to make the most of that time. Everyone's definition of making the most of their game time is going to look a little bit different, but for me, it's just about being able to jump into a game right away and not have to waste time trying to figure the game out, or worse, feeling stressed that maybe I'm playing it wrong. And that brings me to the first reason why Assassin's Creed, the modern era, is peak gaming for your 30s. You can't play these games wrong. So I want to start this with a quote from Samuel Axon, who wrote an article that I'll link in the description box below. And in the article they wrote, "Assassin's Creed titles are cozy games for me. There's no more relaxing place to go after a difficult day. Historical outdoor museum tours plus dopamine dispensers plus slow-paced assassination simulators. The developers of Assassin's Creed Shadows seem to understand this better than ever before." I couldn't have said that better myself. This is a perfect combination of relaxed, casual, cozy elements that ultimately comes together to be the perfect Saturday morning gaming session. Yes, the Assassin's Creed formula is kind of predictable. It's like the Ubisoft formula that put them on the map, but there's something about that familiarity that makes it feel cozy and easy to jump into. There's no looking up Wikipedias or watching a ton of different videos just to understand what's going on. You can basically just open the game, push it into your disk drive. Disk drives, millennials, am I right? Now, of course, elephant in the room, this is also a huge problem for some gamers. They will say that this game lacks depth and oomph, but for me, that makes it perfect for casual play sessions after work or on the weekend. Reason number 2. You can always come back. And when I say you can always come back to this game, I actually mean that in a bunch of different ways. The main one is you can play it for 30 minutes or 6 hours and you can get something out of the game. But what I find most interesting about the modern Assassin's Creed games, from the perspective of you can always come back, I can take super long breaks from this game or Odyssey or Valhalla and come back to it, and it's like I never left. There are so many games out there when you jump back into them after a long layoff, you just have no idea what's going on. But again, going back to how the predictable formula of these games persists across entries, you can kind of jump in after taking a month off, and you just kind of get it. Once you hit your 30s, time kind of gets away from you, and you can have a week or two where you just aren't gaming. So when you come back, it's really nice to know you have something that is still going to make sense to you. Also, just a little bonus thing here, I love the auto follow road feature. If I'm playing the game and I need to go across the map and I realize I need to do the laundry or maybe the dishes or something, and I just need a couple minutes to step away, I can just set my target for where I want to go do that little chore, and feel like I'm still making progress in the game. Maybe that's a silly one, but I really, really like that. Moving on to the next reason, no-mo FOMO. So the modern Assassin's Creed experience is definitely filled with microtransactions and a store and a battle pass and weekly quests, repeatable things to keep you coming back to the game. It's got this real live service identity to it that I know one camp of gamers really just doesn't want it anywhere near their single player games. But if I can make a counterpoint here, there is a way to engage with these systems and feel like you're playing a live service game without having to spend any money. But the most important distinction with Assassin's Creed and the modern games is that there's no rush here. It's a single player game, so all of this live service stuff, you can take as long as you want to unlock it. You're not trying to catch up to other people other than maybe the story you're trying to progress on the battle pass. It doesn't really matter. And so you do have this treadmill that you can take on at your own pace, and it feels really good. It's like all of the best parts of a looter shooter or MMO, making that constant progression without any of the pressure. And I think Ubisoft has found a really nice balance here if it's a system you want to engage with. And again, let me be clear. I understand if the monetization of single player games is just a non-starter for you. I'm not going to argue against that. I get it if that's where you're coming from. I'm just saying there's a way to engage with this that doesn't require you to spend any money. Reason number 4. There is a fantasy for everyone. So I actually think this is another kind of interesting problem that the Assassin's Creed games face that really works for me, but I could see maybe being a problem for other people. And that is, there is quite a bit of distinction between the different games and the different time periods you're playing through. Whether you're talking about ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, other ancient times, you can roleplay as all of these really cool historical archetypes like samurais and Vikings and Spartans. There are so many different kind of wish fulfillments you can do in these games, and you get to explore all of these vast worlds that are so impressive. I totally get people who say that Ubisoft games are very bloated with all the open world content, but I think it's hard to argue that they don't create some stunning worlds. Now, the catch to this is you might not like every one of these historical periods. Maybe you care more about feudal Japan than you do ancient Greece, and then obviously you're going to click more with Shadows than you might Odyssey. But that varied experience there is really the bread and butter of the modern AC games. There is something for everyone, probably. And with the new Animus Hub, I'm so excited to see how they evolve this to that Assassin's Creed Infinity type experience where you have this launcher and you can basically jump into any of the memories you want at any given time. The breadth of content here and the slight tweaks to the formula across each entry means that you basically have thousands of hours of game to play that all plays slightly different, and because they're all in different time periods, it does kind of feel like a new game. I find the older I get, the more I'm interested in history because I am becoming history. So getting to go to all these different periods of time is a kicker. And hey, if you're enjoying this video and you love Assassin's Creed as much as I do, I'd love for you to consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Oh my gosh, this is getting sweaty. Commit to the bit. Moving on to reason number 5, which is sort of piggybacking off of reason number 4, and that is the Discovery Tour gameplay mode in all of the modern AC games. So you may or may not know about this, but they have added non-combat versions of the game to Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla. And all that means is you can play through the game, there's no combat, there's no assassinations, and you can choose different kind of historical quests to play through to learn more about that era. It is shockingly good. Like, the history buff in me gets super excited about that, and it's just another way to experience these worlds. But I also think as we get older and we're looking for more of like a kickback and relax experience in our games, you can kind of get two things out of your time playing the Discovery Tour. You can learn more about these periods of time, you can relax a little bit and not be worried about kind of twitchy combat you have to worry about. You can just live in this time immersively. And I certainly find as I get older, that immersion quality to the games is one of the most important things. It kind of goes, it needs to be fun, and then secondarily to that, it needs to be immersive. I need to feel like I'm getting lost in this world. And just as an extra to this, if you have kids, I can only imagine how fun it would be to play this with them, have them get excited about history, but also play some games with you. So reason number 6, I want to talk about the combat and stealth sandbox in all of the modern AC games. Now, like I've said already, that has been tweaked over time, but I just feel like with every new entry, Ubisoft is getting closer and closer to this perfect experience of choosing between big, loud, brash combat and more subtle stealth. And having played games for at least 20 years, there are few experiences more fun to this day than clearing out an outpost the way you want to in these games. And that applies in Far Cry, that applies in Assassin's Creed, the Avatar game. That Ubisoft formula of going across a map and taking a bunch of bad guys out and just being that one-man army is unmatched. As I hit my 30s, something that I'm looking for in games is the option to play my way and feel some freedom there, and also, again, not feel super overwhelmed by that freedom either. On any given night after work or on the weekend, I can drop into any of the AC games and I can either go loud and big, violent, cinematic combat, or I can be super stealth and like sneak around and try not to kill anyone. I can do that all in the same gaming experience, and that just feels like a really good use of my time, being able to play how I want to. Finally, reason number 7, and this is really just rolling everything into one nice little bow, and that is that the modern AC games are a cozy action RPG open world looter shooter. A lot of words, a lot of words. Ubisoft has just found a way to take all of the aspects of all of these different genres that I love and put them into a very digestible experience. Most importantly, this feels cozy. So whether it's a Saturday morning and I'm having my coffee and I've just got a free day to myself, or it's 8 o'clock at night, I've done everything I need to do for the day, I can just sit down and relax into this and not have to worry about anything but having fun. Whether it's the loot explosions of Assassin's Creed Odyssey or the more stripped down gear set chase of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I think there is a gear system for every type of casual gamer out there. And if you have any sort of looter shooter kind of itch you want to scratch, I actually think Assassin's Creed is perfect for it. There's varied enough gameplay in these games. There are main quests and side quests you can chase, but there's also a core kind of looter shooter feel to it as you chase better and better gear. What's super important about this lootery aspect of Assassin's Creed is it's not finicky. It doesn't feel like you're getting punished every time you make new decisions or change your mind. As I've already said, 30 plus gamers have less time to play, so anytime there's a mechanic in a game that punishes you, it really doesn't feel good when you spent like 3 or 4 hours that week and that's all the game time you've had just to find yourself at a dead end and you got to start from scratch the next week. And no shade to games that make it harder to change your build or anything like that. I just feel like for the casual gamer, having less punishment is almost always a good thing. Ultimately, I think Ubisoft has really refined this meaningful chase for better loot, to progress your character and level up and get better skills, while also not making it super grindy so that it feels like you're not making enough progress every time you sit down to play. But what do you think about the modern Assassin's Creed games? Who do you think they are the perfect gaming experience for? Let me know in the comments below, I'd love to chat. And hey, if you're looking for more Assassin's Creed content, check out this video right here for 17 tips and tricks I wish I knew sooner in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'll see you there in just a second. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Dylan. This is Beep Boop Loot. We'll see you in the next one.